Hi everyone, I am back with Path of Exile Betrayal, and this is episode 6 of the series. I'm Mark, and I'm going to do a little item crafting. We picked up this 3-link quartz wand last time, and I want to go ahead and turn this into a wand with a +1 level to cold gems enchant. So to do that, the first thing we do is we have to make this a magic wand. And I'm going to do that by applying an orb of transmutation, which is just going to upgrade this. And it gives us accuracy, which isn't really a great mod for us, but that's okay because we're going to go ahead and sell the wand plus an alteration orb plus a sapphire ring to Nessa.
What little help I can offer is yours.
And that combination of items is going to give us a quartz wand with +1 level on socketed gems. Cold gems, I should say.
God hasn't abandoned us.
Which is a nice mod for our Glacial Cascade eventually, but in the interim, well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add another random modifier to it. Just to see if we get something useful. And we get cast speed, which is not bad. So right now I don't want to get rid of our direct cast freezing pulse yet, but I am going to go ahead and put this spell totem in here, even though this is a lightning spell, and so this wand isn't going to give it any benefit. When we gain another level, I'm going to go ahead and commit to switching to totem only, and I'm going to put our freezing pulse in with our spell totem, and that's a cold gem, so that'll gain this +1 benefit. And we're almost at a level here, as you can see. We're at 93%, so that'll happen pretty quickly, and that'll give us a little boost to DPS. I am also going to put our concentrated effect in the link here, and that's going to boost the damage output further because more area damage. Well, it's going to boost the effect once we get our Glacial Cascade. What I should probably do is see if we can get a Controlled Destruction gem, which we should be able to get. So I believe that might offer us immediate benefit.
Yes.
Let's see if she sells us Controlled Destruction. Yes, she does. 25% more spell damage. That sounds good to me. I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And stick it in with Arc. And I'll stick that concentrated effect in our chest just so we have it leveling, because we are going to use that once we get Glacial Cascade going. And we don't care about this scepter anymore, so I'll throw that off to a vendor, get a bit of currency.
If you must.
And now we are ready to go to the Vol Ruins and see what's up there. And this is where we were last time. We opened this Vol Ruins tunnel. We'll go ahead and go inside. And the Vol Ruins are an underground area, and they have all this cool looking architecture. And we're immediately going to be attacked by all sorts of monsters, because this place is dense. It's also a really large, confusing area, so... Alright, and we just leveled, so that means that we can go ahead and make the switch that we just prepared for. And I'm going to go ahead and do that by taking our Freezing Pulse gem and putting it in our totem setup. So now we no longer have Freezing Pulse here, our totem setup here. What we have is... Oh, that's interesting. We have a Freezing Pulse totem. So if we throw this down, it's going to cast Freezing Pulse instead of Arc. And the other thing we can do is go ahead and take Ancestral Bond, which eliminates our ability to direct cast spells, but gives us 2 totems. And we're going to see how this is going to work. It could be awful. And so, if it's really awful, I might go ahead and undo that because we have those passive respec points, but I think it'll be okay. We're still over leveled, and I want to get used to playing totem style again anyhow, so yeah, we're doing fine. So the totem builds, you spend a lot of time sort of running away from things and dragging them back towards your totems so the totems can do the killing. And what we're going to do here is we're just going to run through this dungeon and try and find the way forward. And this is a really big and confusing area, so I'm probably going to skip quite a bit of this in the final episode cut, but I wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like, so I'm going to show some of it as we go. I actually really like the architecture in this place. It's got that sort of ancient ruin feel, I think. One of the advantages of using our freezing pulse in our totem is freezing pulse has a good chance of freezing stuff, so we got a caravan here somewhere.
Do I know you? You wear a mask.
Oh, and we've got a monster for... Yeah, we're going to lose that caravan because of that beast, I think. Maybe not. It's still moving, but I don't see the guard. They're really not very good about showing us where the guards are. Oh, there he is.
You are well prepared for the
Thank you for wasting all my time, IR. Alright, we did kill Riker there. He got far enough behind the caravan that he couldn't keep up, and I suspect that bugged it out. So we will go ahead and deal with him. Pick up our currency. I will pick up these wool gloves because they're a 3-link. And let's talk to Riker.
I wonder, what havoc could you wreak in these works with the right wrench?
Sure. We will drop a... Well, 40%, 47% there. That'll take us to 50% on that tower. Let's see if he drops a good unique item. And he picked up an item actually that he's using.
Go, Exile. Wreak havoc.
And we're kind of stuck because that's on the top half of this. Alright. So, and since we are, well, we unlocked a lot of recipes. Since we're using totems only for our damage, our Herald of Purity is really not doing us any good. Because we're no longer killing things ourselves, so we're not summoning any heralds. And we're not dealing any physical damage, so I'm going to turn that off because it is not benefiting us anymore, and we could use the mana more than the buff. Okay, you can see that we have found the way forward. We've got this ancient seal that we're going to break, and of course nothing bad will happen when we do that.
I beg of you, God, help me to lead this world back into the light.
Yeah, nothing bad happened there. Escaping darkness is never bad.
That was a great hunt, Exile. I now will write a mighty poem about it.
Einar had a quest there, so I'm not sure what that was. We might have to go back to our hideout for a minute and check out what he had to say. Maybe he's telling us something useful, maybe not. We also have our Freezing Pulse gem can level up, and we have another skill point we can spend, which gives us this intelligence node, which sort of sets us up. We can take these defensive life mana nodes here, or we can continue through to this Arcanist Dominion, or we can take Mind Over Matter, which we really don't want to do yet. So on to the Northern Forest. And we have completed a quest, and I see that there's a waypoint right up here around the corner, so we're going to go ahead and grab this waypoint and go back to town to see what the townsmen say about the new dark world that we're living in. I'm sure they'll be perfectly happy. Oh yeah, see, that's new. Nice map animation. And they're all going to yell at us.
Nothing like this happens until you are here. Bring back the light, or you will find my spear in your throat.
Groost is always so cheerful.
Return.
You disappear into that vile ruin, and now the sky, the light, the very land limps as a leper. Somehow, whether through deliberate act or accident, you've caused this. Now we all suffer your consequences. Different good, different bad, we now know upon which side the coin has fallen.
Ah, see, no one likes us anymore.
There's one bright spot in this darkness you've released. At least it was you who did it, and you can undo it, I know it. Had it been piety, we'd likely never see the sun again.
Helena's positive about things.
What has happened? Did the world not rise from its sleep? How do we wake it up? Please, what should we do?
Silk is his usual indecisive self.
I dreamed this. A vast creature. A thing of shadow. I saw it escape from a black prison and climb a man-crafted mountain, drifting up its 4 sheer sides like the mist that reaches for the clouds. It gathered at the peak of that mountain and ate the heart from the sun. You smell of that black mist and something else. Guilt. That is it, yes. Guilt is a strong illness. It gnaws at the spirit until there is nothing left, until you are one of the walking corpses. You want a cure? Find the man-crafted mountain, send the shadow home, and tell the monster to take your guilt with it.
Okay, well, she's telling us what we need to do.
Be well.
For all of her strange ways, I've learned not to discount Yena's more vivid dreams. She's in tune with this land in ways I find difficult to comprehend. As to this man-crafted mountain she describes, I have seen only one structure of its like. Stumbled across sketches in the Theopolis archives, a piece of Val engineering, pyramidal in architecture. According to those documents, the pyramid lies north of the Frisian forest, buried beneath the mantle upon which San rests. I have no idea whether it still exists, or ever existed for that matter. Still, considering the current circumstances, there isn't much to lose in the search, is there?
Yep, so we're going to go find an underground pyramid. And we're going to go back to the Northern Forest where we just were. And I happen to know about where this is usually, and there's not much in the northern forest for us other than the pyramids, so I'm just going to try and run through here pretty quickly. And there's our exit finally. Okay, time to run through the caverns. And I apologize because this is really dark, but the sun's gone, so we don't really have any light. But we'll be through this shortly, and it'll be fine. Back to our normal sunny place. Sunny Wraeclast. Vacation capital. Those fights get pretty intense. There's our exit with a waypoint. Oh, a crafting recipe. This is new. Movement speed, rank 1. That's useful. I am actually going to go to my hideout because I want to take a quick look at the crafting bench. And let's see, boots. And there's our movement speed recipe. We can't, well, we can't put it on there because we already have, see, we already have 2 enchants on these boots. So we can't craft more on there, but there is, if we look at just boots, there's a recipe that we just got. Let's see, there's nothing else really we can do. Well, we could craft something there, but
hello. Journey well.
Let's see what she says about hideouts. So these are ones that I have unlocked in previous leagues. And these are the additional hideouts that I guess we can find along the way. This one might be there might be one that's a purchased one. But we'll see. I'm going to keep this one. I kind of like this hideout. And I'm going to use Jun to unveil some items here. I think we got 2 or 3. I thought we got 2 or 3. There's one. So we'll unveil that. We're going to go ahead and boost the fire chaos resist. That took it to 2/3. That is just a pure upgrade for what we're using. So I'm going to go ahead and throw that on. I'm going to identify a couple things. Oh, I didn't really need to identify that. And here's another veiled item. Alright, this is the one that we unveiled before, so let's go ahead and unveil it again and see if we're going to get to level 2 in this recipe. Yep, there we go. Okay, so yeah, we're just advancing ranks here. And the item inherits that, so this... not actually a bad belt, so I think I'm just going to throw that on. And the Axiom Perpetuum isn't really going to do anything for us. The wool gloves I'm going to keep just because it's a 3-link. Maybe it'll be useful. Oh, there's our other. We have another veiled item. Added elemental damage, or mana and damage to mana. So I'm going to continue to pursue this one. And we've gained another craft. This ring doesn't do much for us, I don't think. Yeah, the intrinsic doesn't do much for us. Because we're not using attacks, we're using spells. And it's a lot of mana and some resists. It's actually better than that coral ring by far, so we're going to throw that on. And I think that was all our veiled items. Oh, no, it wasn't. Well packed, well focused. I'm going to go ahead and boost the resist. Those are sort of basic recipes, and it's nice to get those done because all these things that we're unveiling carry over across all, I believe it's off across all leagues. Once they're done, they're done. I could be wrong about that, but I think what I'm going to do is head for this damage node, but I'm going to alternate with going around this circle. So get a little defense, a little offense. And we are ready to proceed into the next area. So this is going to lead us up the Vol Pyramid. I mean, this is still the caverns, but eventually we're going to find the entrance to the Vol Pyramid and head up. So one of the things I'll show you here is these monsters, you'll note, they aren't dying. And until you kill the champion that's giving them that buff, they won't die. Once you kill him, they all die instantly because they have no life left, but that buff basically keeps them alive until the owner dies. The owner of the buff dies. Alright, we are in the Ancient Pyramid. So the Ancient Pyramid, we can usually run the edges and find the way forward pretty quickly. And 23, I believe we're pretty over-leveled. We're only 2 levels up. There's a totem giving everything that buff, and there's another one, so there are a lot of totems in here. So you do have to kill those off. And I've pretty much gone the absolute longest way possible around this. So, navigation for the win. So we will continue, and the pyramid is, there's 3 levels of this plus the top, so it takes a while to get through. I'm probably going to skip some of this and edit and get to the boss fight. Alright, we are at the boss fight, and this is the pyramid apex, which contains the Vol construct. And I am going to throw a portal down here just to have it, and I'm going to look at these boots real fast. And they do have run speed on them. And they have a red socket, so we can immediately use these. The rest of the buffs, they're not so great, but they're better than sort of the junk we're wearing. So I'm going to throw those on, and now we can move just a little faster, which is one of the best defenses is run speed. And we're going to wait for this guy to show up, and in the interim, I'm going to go ahead and take our first mana regen life, our mana regen life node. I'll take this crafting recipe while we wait. Spell damage rank 1. We'll throw down our totems, and basically we're going to do a lot of running in this fight. The Oversoul summons up a bunch of monsters and shoots with lightning, which really hurts if it hits you, so don't let that hit you. We're killing him pretty quickly. He really likes shooting us for some reason. And we have finished our fight. So we will pick up our awesome loot, which is not so awesome actually.
Where you belong, nightmare. The faithful need not fear your kind.
And we're going to head out the exit as soon as it opens. And I really need to pay attention to the map because I've probably missed a couple of these crafting recipes. Maybe not. Maybe there just haven't been that many up till now. But that was the first one. The second one I've seen. Okay, so we have the mission now to go find the Sarn in question, the Sarn encampment, and we pick up a waypoint here if we need it, which we don't. We have plenty of room in our inventory, so we're just going to cruise through here, kill some monsters along the way because that's what we do, and open some hidden stuff. I know this area pretty well. It's pretty linear and relatively short. Oops, we have to kill someone here. Alright, he is dead, and Clarissa's gonna talk to us as soon as we clear the area so we're not getting jumped.
I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but we've no time for talk. Tolman was out here with me, and now Piety has him. They're headed for the crematorium. I've no chance against Piety and your blackguards, but you're another matter entirely. Please. You found it in your heart to rescue me. Tolman is just as worthy of your generosity.
Okay, so we're going to go find Tolman in the crematorium. And there are some actual lore bits in here that I'm gonna read that one as soon as I clear this area a little bit so I can read in peace. And it looks like we have we have triggered it, so I'm gonna take care of this.
This time, it'll be you begging for your life.
That's some kind of trap style. That's not good.
This property belongs to the Parandas, interloper, and the Sick.
Ashling, keep your corpse art far from us.
Ow. That really hurt. Let's distract him out here while we kill that totem inside. There we go. Those spikes on the ground really hurt.
No more cells. You have to promise me.
You're done, Ashling.
Alright. They were kind of an annoying combo, but we beat them.
I really do hate the idea of dying, but go on then. Get it over with.
No, I'm going to interrogate you. I think interrogation is uncovering what they're doing. So let's go ahead and interrogate him.
Absolutely not. No. No! Damn you, no!
And then we'll talk to Aisling
You
again.
could end my life. I would, were I in your position. But I have a better idea. Leave me alive, and I'll make sure certain syndicate resources are reallocated. Move enough bricks, and perhaps the tower will come crashing down.
I'm going to keep bargaining with her because she's doing these veiled armors, and I don't want to imprison her and make her lose rank. So let's bargain. She's got good relationships with several people now. I don't know if that's really helping us or not. So,
The foundation's
all right,
a
let's
ship
see
to
what we
Exile,
got.
but I doubt you'll bring the tower down.
Got a wand. We got a Quicksilver Flask, which I'm going to take, and a Giant Life Flask, which I will also take. And now, let's read some graffiti.
Mortality is the mother of life. We have turned our backs on her.
A hand scrolls on a wall, or carves into bone, a tale that undoes the world and teaches those who come after.
And that was our prophecy that we picked up a while back, and we got a reward for that. So usually Scrolls of Wisdom are kind of useless, and as you get further in the game, you pick up so many of them. But for right now, that's actually a pretty good reward. So that silver coin we spent paid off. And we are now in the Sarn encampment. Sarn holds the entrance to the labyrinth, and as you can see, we only have 3 of 6 plaques unlocked, so we can't open this yet. But we do have plenty of people to talk to in here, so let's go ahead and talk to everyone.
Our paths meet in the shell of a long-dead snail. An empire slow to see where its path was taking it. Built on the husk of another, and destined to be buried time and time again. This city will see great things yet, Exile. But not in your lifetime.
Okay.
Fate awaits you.
A Templar in exile? Now I've seen it all. Dominus must have run out of honest businessmen to banish, and he's finally getting to the real criminals. Just joking with you, your worship. In truth, I'm grateful to you for returning Clarissa to us. Problem is, one die lover ain't much good to anyone. Like gloves, they tend to be more useful than peers. The missing glove, in this case, is a young fella named Tolman. May God above light your way to Tolman's salvation, brother.
Mademoiselle Patur thanks you, Exile, for returning our Clarissa to us. She is the gentle heart of this place, a spirit still capable of love in this wasteland of hatred. Yet that gentle heart remains in jeopardy. Tolman isn't deserving of Clarissa, but she'll not smile until he's by her side.
Okay, let's go
Why are you
ahead.
still standing there?
Let's go ahead and unveil this helmet we got. And I'm going to keep pursuing resists. And that really didn't get us very far. So, not sure how useful that was. And this helmet isn't particularly useful for anyone. So I'm just going to sell it.
Good luck to you.
Blessings.
And I believe we can talk to Grigor over here.
Keep your distance, Exile. The name's Grigor, and when you've had your eyes fill of my twisted visage, how about you turn those fine jellies of yours eastward? Yes, you've brought Clarissa home to us, and once again I see she pesters me with pity. There's only so much broth, so many bouquets that a man can take. For a criminal, Clarissa has a strangely soft center. Still, I'd rather not see that heart of hers harden. See if you can find that lost boy mate of hers. With him around, Clarissa doesn't have as much time to bother me. Tread carefully, Exile.
Alright, we have talked to everyone in town and gotten their initial story. There's a whole bunch of additional dialogue that these guys have that talks about other characters, and it talks about various areas around the zones we travel through. I'm not going to listen to all those because there's a lot of them, but I'll listen to one just to give you a sample, and this is where we're going anyhow. So let's find out what Harden has to say.
The slums are east of here. Used to house the unwashed of the Empire a couple centuries back. Now it's home to the walking ulcers and sores of this poor city.
So, short and sweet.
Something nice, huh?
So we can clean our inventory and be ready to go for next time. And for now, I'm going to call it and move on. I will see you again next episode when we start adventuring in Act 3. This is the end of episode... What are we on? Episode 5? And we're not making terrible progress. As always, if you enjoyed the episode, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the channel. Notification bell if you want to get notified when new videos go out. And I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.